What is going on, guys? Skip here, and welcome back to another episode in our Road to Glory series. Today, we're back with some first-class cricket. What is going on, guys? Skip here, and welcome back to another episode in our Road to Glory series. Today, we're staying in the full whites as we take on Warwickshire in a first-class match. We are making our debut at Edgbaston as well. So hopefully a few runs, a few wickets for Pjizma, and continue this good, solid form that has been the start of our first real Outlaws run. As we have a look at the calendar, you can see a 4-day match followed by a plethora of one-day cricket. We're going to mix up the month of May with some 4-day and some white ball stuff too. So plenty to look forward to in this career of Pjizma Pant. Let's get into this 4-day game. I'll catch you out in the middle. If you do enjoy your Cricket 22 content, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Leave a cheeky comment down below. I promise you'll take a fifer in your next innings. We do live stream over on Twitch 4 days a week. I will leave all my socials in the description below, so make sure you click on in. Come and say g'day, and let's continue to put cricket back on the map. So here we are. Welcome to Edgbaston, ladies and gentlemen, for this first-class match between the Warwickshire Snow Bears, Grizzly Bears, and the Nottingham Outlaws. You can see that Pjizma has cemented his spot at number 3. Haseeb Hameed still the captain. Their relationship still on edge. We're not too sure how this one's going to pan out. We've got Molto, the new umpire, in the middle. We've got Warwickshire flipping the coin. Nottinghamshire call heads. It's a tails. Now she's a soft and dry one today at Edgbaston. It's overcast. No rain about. And Warwickshire are going to chuck the boys in. Well, let's pick up play with Big Pjizma strolling to the wicket. Let's see how he gets on. Well, a soft and dry one, they said. Nottinghamshire 37 for 1 after 8.3, and Big D Briggs comes into the attack. They've done their report on Pjizma. They bring spin in early, and the big dog has to switch on. He gets forward and defends his first ball. Hameed down the other end on 23. Pjizma will be looking to impress him today. There's another full one, and Pjizma steps on it. He doesn't get all of it, but he certainly is off the mark at Edgbaston. Can he come back for 3? He doesn't. And the great man starts his innings. Well, we tried to get on top of the offies in our second dig last match. Today we go again as we're playing and missing. And we did play this mob a few games ago, so we are quite familiar with the names. They've got a Bresnan. I can't really remember a Briggs, but he's bowling trash. What can Pjizma look to do here? Soft and dry one. Not a lot of pace in this, as Briggs is all over the joint, and Pjizma whips this one off the legs. Is this going to be his first boundary? It is! Well, Briggsy, you just cannot bowl there. And to start his second over, he's been quite erratic. A wide and a 4. Pjizma looks to be positive, and he punches this one out to the sweeper at cover. And he gets down the other end. A positive start. So Briggs with a change of plan already. He comes around the wicket. He narrows into Pjizma's pads, and the short leg is there like a Jackie Russell, ready to pounce. Now, we managed to sweep last match. Just maybe we need to go to that plan early. You can see where Briggs wants to be. He's on the stumps, and Pjizma's sweeping this in front of square. Can the boys come back for 2? Pjizma says no, says Haseeb, pull your finger out. We get our first look at medium pace, and T. Bresnan steams in for his 3rd. He's full, a little bit slower than expected, and Pjizma's forward defending. 55 for 1, the Outlaws get themselves to. A common occurrence with this top 3. They have established it well as Pjizma flicks this one off his hips. He's going to pick up another couple to Bresnan. And so far, so good for the Big Red. We get another look at Briggs. He comes in for his 4th over. He's going to bowl this wanky wide line, and Pjizma's going to have some trouble here. The Grizzly Bears have worked out that Pjizma doesn't like it. Silly point comes in. This time Pjizma, whoa, has an absolute brain fart. Wow. Concentration is the key. Scores of 64 and 65 this season. The field goes out, and Pjizma leans on this. He's going to hit another single to cover. Get down the other end. It's good, solid batting. Bresnan around the wicket now, and he's fallen. Pjizma leans on anything remotely wide of off, and he pumps it to the boundary for 4. Get that up. You're welcome, Molto. Yes, I would like to officially welcome our umpire Molto to YouTube. He's a custom-made umpire. He's from Italy, so we're forward and defending this one, but he's a great addition to have. Right, enough about Malto. Back to the big red. We know that this bloke is made for the big occasion. As he says, stuff Malto. I'm going to pump it to point and it's going to be well fielded and I'm just going to pick up one. Pjizma working towards another 20. He moves to 17. This time he gets fancy and he cuts. But he cuts for no run. Feeling the pressure just a little bit. We've looked to be a little bit more attacking in our stroke play against the off spinner. This time we're going to get a short wide one. Pjizma goes back and he plays and misses. Miles into the attack. Being expensive off his 4.1 overs. He strolls in. He bowls a full toss and no wonder. You've been expensive. You've been putrid. Get back to the top of your run-up. Well, that is first-class batting. Pjizma picking his targets, going through with the shots. He bowls another full toss. Pjizma leans on this again. Does he get all of it? He doesn't. It's just going to be a single. Finally, the offie comes off and the medium comes on. He bowls a short one and Pjizma says, what the fuck was that? Well, I'll tell you what, if he dishes that shit up again, he's going to get absolutely hammered over the fence. We're not standing for this. He gets on a better length this time and Pjizma pops it to the bloke standing on the ring at mid-off and it's just going to be a single. Back on strike to Lamb for the last ball of his first over. What is he going to dish up here? He goes full, it's slow. Pjizma plays and misses. What is this bowling? Get off! We need a little bit of pace. Miles is the man with the plan. The plan is to bowl full and get absolutely smoked down the ground. That almost has to be shot of the day. It is, and the boys get their 50 partnership. Well, there's the relationship growing. Lamb comes in for another over. Boy, oh boy, is this bloke starving. This time he bowls short and Pjizma goes large. I told you I'd do it. 6 over, fine leg. Well, I told you I'd hit him out of the attack. Does he go again? He goes full this time. And Pjizma whacks it back to the stumps and gets there safely. There's the 100 up for the Outlaws. Well battered, boys. Normal into the attack. Another change of bowler for the Grizzly Bears. As he bowls short and Pjizma goes back and he whacks it behind square. Can he come back for 2? He doesn't. Well, just when you thought getting hit for 6 wasn't enough, he gets another over. He bowls the same trash, and that surely is a wide. I mean, you can't go to these tactics to Pjizma already. He's in his 5th game. He bowls short this time. He sucks Pjizma in. And Pjizma goes over the top. I'm not going to lie, I pre-meted that, but we get 4. Well, expanding the game 25 overs in. This time he gets a full ball and he pats it to mid-off. Pjizma living life dangerously. I told you I was going to literally hit this bloke out of the attack. That is what I plan to do. That is what I will do as he bowls a loopy trash and Pjizma plays and misses. So Hamid gets to 50. We haven't faced the ball in a while as Norl's over the wicket and Pjizma again is playing and missing. Well, surely not the nervous 46ers for the big dog. He faces up to Norwell. He smashed him before. This time, he gets short. He flicks it off his hip. And that goes for 4. He gets to 50. It is superb. Once again, the camera's not big enough for the bloke's head. He gets there in 61 rocks. He sets the tone. He pencils in another 50. Nottinghamshire 117 for 1 as his next ball gets stepped on. And that's going to rock it to the edge, Baston boundary. It is all happening. Well, back-to-back boundaries and Bazball is paying off. This time he goes short and Pjizma goes back on the back foot and absolutely tears it over the fence for 6. It's a no ball. Well, it just went for 4. Norwell's lost the plot. A full toss. They appeal and Pjizma gets down the other end for 1. What's Malto got to say to this? The size difference. So the bloke rockets to 59 off 64. A little moment for the Outlaw here as he goes back and he's been bowled. Gone back to that. Well, not controlled it anyway, and he's been bowled for 59 off 65. Oh, I've been bugged out by the game. No way. You can't do it to me. You go for the forward straight drive and he goes back and cuts. Would you read about it? Well, I don't think you would. Nottinghamshire out for 445 off 125.3 overs. Schardendorf and Montgomery picking up tons, but as you can see, Pjizma Pant 59 off 65, and you wouldn't read about it. That is pure disappointment. We had 100 in the bag. We were putting the foot down, and Pjizma's castle has been knocked over. Well, it's only going to fire the big fella up here. We're going to pick up play in the 5th over. Hasib's looked at him and said, yep, the big red is going to light up Edgbaston. Give him the red ball. Let's see what he can do. Well, Dom Sibley, look out, because Pjizma's fired up. He's been done dirty by the game, and he steams in for his first ball at Edgbaston, and Sibley's back and defending. Well, it's got to be a change of plan. She's overcast. She's a soft wicket. You got to get a bit out of this Pjizma as he's on a good line and length early. He's just got plenty of anger built up. He is throwing these down at pace as he goes the chin music. 154 Ks. A good mix-up going to the bouncer. We've got Molto umpiring for us as Pjizma's in again and Sibley's inside edging it onto his hip. We've gone with a change of plan here. We've put short leg in. We're really going to attack Sibley's body as we're in, and he's punching this through the vacant mid-on area just for a single. The last ball of our first. We're going to get a look at both batsmen this over as we're full and we're swinging it into Rhodes. He's patting it to mid-off, and after 5 overs, Warwickshire 14 for 1. Well, you'd think Hamid would give him 3, maybe 4 in this spell. Bring him on just before the luncheon break as well as Hamid. What are you doing? Wake up! Pjizma, he's frustrated. It's killing him. Well, just when you thought the captain had your back, he watches one go through his legs as Pjizma comes over, and Rhodes is slapping that to point. Last ball of our second over. Being economical. We're wider to Rhodes, and again he's on the back foot, and he pushes it to mid-off. Warwickshire at 24 for 1. We are into our third over. This could well and truly be our last, as again we're getting slashed to point for no run. Well, Rhodes has showed us every shot in the book. The plan is to be full, straight. He slashes, and he slashes through vacant gully for 4. Oh, we've dangled the carrot. Pjizma far too quick for Rhodes here. Let's see if he can do it twice. Slightly wider this time, and he's leaving it through to the keeper. Couple balls left. Throw everything into it as we go back and hit the pad. How is that, Molto? Molto! Oh, come on. Promising signs. We've hit the pads. The last ball, we take some pace off it. Leading edge to one hand, one bounce at point. Wow. Finally, we get a look at Sibley. We continue with the short leg plan as we're at him, and he's forward and defending. Well, Sibley has shown us absolutely nothing. We bowl the last of our 4th, and he tickles this down to fine leg. Probably just a touch too straight. Warwickshire move to 40 for 1. And finally, the one thing that we haven't really gone to since the first over. The bouncer comes in, he gets underneath it, and Pjizma's in his face. With just things that fire him up. He bowls the last, and look at the carry on it. He's in his grill again, and that's the end of the 13th. The Pjizma spelled for quite a while after the 5th, as you could probably imagine, but he's back in for the 33rd. It's Tufa, and Rhodes just gets to 50, and he hits the first ball for 4. I tell you what, we are absolutely cursed with the first balls of our spell. This time we're through Rhodes. 400 looking par here. 141 for 2. Warwickshire's Pjizma beats the bat of Rhodes again. This is an absolute clinic from the big fella. All we need is an edge. And this time he's leaving. Well, he's shown his ability to leave the ball and learn from his mistakes. So he changed the angle up, bowling off cutter, and he's leaving it again. Can we just entice a drive? Pjizma angles nicely. It's full, and Rhodes is defending. We've seen in these first-class matches that one bloke in the top 4 has been strong enough to go and get a ton as we're at the body of Rhodes, and he's getting down the other end for a single. Last ball of the 35th. Hayne on strike. Pjizma's first ball. He's full and he's getting absolutely whacked through extra cover. A good shot from Hayne, and there's 4 more to Warwickshire's total. Relatively expensive in this second spell as we come into Hayne. We're short and he's flicking this off his hips. Forward of square into mid-wicket, and there's another boundary. Just starting to get a hold of Pjizma. We're going to be full at the stumps. Make him make a play, and he whips it off his legs again. Does this go for 4? Hayne gets his 50. It doesn't. Well fielded, but there we have it. Hayne gets to 50. These two have established themselves quite well. Number 38 off our 8.1 as we're through Rhodes again. Please just bring an edge and get the momentum back in our favour as he goes across this time and he lifts it just to the left of Hamid. He would have probably left it or dropped it anyway. Batsmen come back for a couple. The 100 partnership comes up for both batsmen as we're over the wicket, getting edged, and it's dropped! It's dropped! No! Well, would you read about it? Pjizma steams in, finds the edge of the bat, and who is that at first slip, dropping an absolute soda? Well, I do not know what to say. How many more times as Pjizma goes inside and he's got him this time? Yes! Warwickshire trail by 274. If we get another one here, it just puts the game out of reach as Pjizma's at the bat again. So final ball of the 10th over. Can we hit him with a surprise pack bouncer? He gets underneath and lets it go through. Pjizma's in his face. He's fired up. It's all happening. So we're into the evening session on day 2. Wickets are the key. Big 2 hours coming up as the first ball gets hit to mid-off for no run. We've all had a break. We've all had an opportunity to just put the feet up for a second. Pjizma comes in. He bowls at the body. And Lamb fends that one away to backward square. Well, if he can give you a 20-minute burst just after the tea break, that's all the doctor needs to order as this one gets flicked off the pads and it goes for 4. It was a bad ball in the end. Just got to get back to basics. Last ball of our 11th over. How's that? Has it flicked his bat? How is that down the leg side? Molto says no. A good contest between bat and ball. Last ball to Lamb is wide and he leaves it through. And after 45, Warwickshire 190 for 3. In for our third spell. Warwickshire now 229 for 5. There's plenty of cricket to be played as we're at Mousley's bat. And he's fending this one the short cover. We finally get a crack at Rhodes. 105 off 161. It's been magical so far as Pjizma's in. It's hitting the body. We make some noise. It's going to be given not out, but that's a good start. You'd think he'd want to play every shot in the book. We can't get 2 straight to him. But we go inside again. Make some more noise and he's fending. Well, maybe third time lucky. Pjizma rolls round the wicket in and he plays and misses. Boy, this is good bowling. Fourth time lucky maybe. He edges off and he's got him. Boy, this is magical. Would you read about it? The 4th ball in the over. Round the wicket to the left-hander and he snicks him off as casually as that. Boy, this bloke is going to be good for England. What a ball. What an over. And what a moment in the match. Rhodes gone for 105 and it's 6 for 234. Well, we welcome in Timmy Bresnan. Boy, what a bad time to roll in. The 6 wickets fall and Pjizma is full and he's patting that to mid-off for no run. Boy, oh boy, was that some magic from Pjizma Pan. He's turned this session into an absolute W for the Outlaws. His first ball's getting patted back to him. There's half an hour left in the session. Can he get another one? As he's fallen, he's through Bresnan. Well, I don't know what he had at tea time, but whatever it is working. He goes again and Bresnan's leaving. Well, just as we speak, we get spelled and Warwickshire end up all out for 257 off 65.5 overs. The Outlaws absolutely bending them in half. Toby Petman picking up 6 for 66. Richie would be stoked with that. And look at down there. Pjizma Pant 2 for 50. 2 very important wickets contributing to the all-out total of 257. We're going to pick up play in the second dig. We weren't required to bat in our second dig. Well, not yet anyway. We have sent Warwickshire back in. It's 32 overs in. Pjizma's put his feet up. They're 119 for 3. And this is where the Hamid goes, "Oi, Pjizma, pick up the red ball. Go and take some poles." See how the big boy goes. Well, in he comes. 8 wickets in his very young career. We've got Hayne and Lamb back on strike. We've been there before as our first ball gets smashed to mid-off for no run. Well, you'd think he'd be fired up and ready to go. The stamina bar not quite back at full, but he's had enough time to rest as Lamb's back and defending again. Plenty of bowling in this episode so far. We go to the cutter early doors and he's playing that nicely through extra cover, old Hayne. We need to keep some pace on the ball, and that's a good shot for 4. It was good line and length, and it was fast. Don't change anything, Pjizma. Well, as we speak, it gets carted through forward square leg. Is it going to be another boundary? It's not. Well fielded. They come back for 3. Well, it was 7 off the first. What can we do with the first ball of our second over as we're at Lamb's bat, and I think that is the length. Can he do it for the love of the game? It's exactly what it needs right now as he's through. Inside edge catch. Oh, it's gone over the top and he's dropped it. Oh, you couldn't script it. Well, was there an inside edge? We'll never know. Hayne faces up and Pjizma's at him as he lifts this through mid-wicket and he pumps it to the boundary for 4. Well, just as we do all that hard work, Broad comes in, picks up a wicket. So they're now 136 for 4 as Pjizma continues to look for the next. It's an even more important period now. Burgess faces up his third ball inside edge and Pjizma's got him! How good! That is amazing cricket. Pjizma line and length. He comes in and says, "Don't worry about it. I'll snick him off." Just like that. What a catch. Burgess gone. Well, we welcome in the mouse, and as we speak, Pjizma picks up his first of the second dig. Mousley looks lazy as he goes back and fends that for no run. 1 for 11. Shout out to Richie. That one's for you, brother, as we come in and start a fresh over at the body of Hayne. He gets patted out to mid-wicket for no run. They trail by 47, so every wicket up until then is a massive bonus as we go straight again, and it gets fended out to backward square. You can see what he wants to do. Work everything leg side. We're going to be a little wider of off this time, and he's leaving it. Boy, that's fast, and he's in his grill. He's just picked up a yard or 2. We continue the same plan. It gets slashed this time. Pjizma's on a mission to chase it. Don't let it go for 4. It doesn't, and they're going to come back for 3. Well, after all the hype, Hasib takes the ball off him. You know that he's not happy with Pjizma. He's a little jealous, I think. It's our first ball to Briggs. He's getting pumped to mid-on, no run. Just give the bloke the ball and let him do his thing. He comes in for a fresh second over and he's at the body of Briggs. He does not look comfortable against Pjizma here. Oh, and as we speak, he French cuts it for 4. You are kidding! The line and length is absolutely spot on. Go again. And he does this time. He whips it across to fine leg for a single. Warwickshire lead by 30, and Pjizma comes in for his third over of his spell, which is lovely to see. Bresman's forward, and he's letting that one go through. Well, surely we're due. He's chomping at the bit. Give him a wicket. Oh! And just like that, Pjizma spelled, but don't worry. Warwickshire out for 262 in their second dig, only leaving the Nottinghamshire boys at 76 to collect at the end, and they did it. None down. The captain getting the boys over the line. She was a bowler-heavy episode, but as you can see, Nottinghamshire just doing the damage with the bat. Pjizma, I don't even know how to say it, getting done by the game. Knocked over for 59. It was disappointing. He's thrown away 100 there, but certainly did make up with it with the ball, taking 2 for 50 and picking up a very impressive one in the second dig as well. So the young fella is making inroads into English selection. I feel it. He's not too far away. Well, we are going to leave it there for today's episode, guys. Thank you so much for being with us. If you have enjoyed it, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Leave a cheeky comment down below. Make sure you swing over and catch us on our live streams as well. But until next time, guys, look after yourselves and those around you, and I will catch you in the next one.